this is the FDP that we are going to talk about, the marketing in the metaverse era. So now question comes, why this FDP for you? And some of you might find some of the slides repetitive, but definitely it will be for who people who will be watching me or listening me for the first time, they may find it a bit interesting. So if you look at it, why this FDP is required is because there is big change happening around us, and it is a human nature to take change as a negative word. And if you can see here, though humans usually do not like things to change, or they do not like change to take place around them, but there is a beauty of this word change. If I just replace the letter G in the spelling of word change by letter C or by alphabet C, the same words becomes from change it becomes a chance. So change is also a chance, and we'll see that in the future, in the coming slides. So if you look at it from some of the people who are considered the final words, in the word of Lord Gautama Buddha, change is the only constant in life, right? So whether we accept it or we do not accept it, but change is going to bound to happen. Now let's try to look at it. What are the things that are changing? So one of the big change that is happening around us is that large number of generations, that means around 4 or 5 generations, are working together. That means the workforce of today comprises of all the 5 generations, though it primarily is made up of millennials as well as Gen X as well as Gen Z. So millennials are also known as Gen Y. So my question to all of you is, how does we segregate this? Do you people belongs to Gen X, Gen Y, or Gen Z? How do we know that a person belongs to a particular generation? Anyone would like to answer this? Anyone would like to answer this?
Based on date of birth?
Yes, absolutely correct, ma'am. Thank you, Suyam, ma'am. What you have said is absolutely correct. It is based on the birth years, right? So if you can see here, birth years are the ones which gives the ones. So Gen X are the people who are born between 65 to 80s, while Gen Y are 81 to 96, while Gen Z are 97 onwards. Now the question comes, okay, why this segregation of generations? Why this is a person who is born in 70s is going to be a bit different than a person who is going to be born in late 80s or early 90s? What is that is going to change? Anyone would like to answer this?
Technology familiarity.
Yes, technology familiarity is one. It's not only lifestyle, definitely. How does the lifestyle changes? But it's, yeah, ma'am.
Culture, tradition.
But if in a family there is a parents and their kids. So kids is, let's say, is born in late 80s, and the parent is born in, let's say, or kid is born in 90s, and the parent is born in, let's say, early 70s. How does that changes? Because in the family the culture will be same. Don't, is that not will happen, ma'am?
Culture is not only restricted to the family but also to the environment, like their education, the workplace, everything matters.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So it is basic. Okay, let me ask you, people who might be aware, what is this symbol? Can you see this symbol? How many you know this
Loves,
symbol?
loves.
Love symbol. Okay. How do you know it, ma'am? Are you sure this is love symbol? You are absolutely correct, and it's great you know that. But how many of you actually knew this? I'm quite sure many of you might not be aware about this particular symbol. Specifically, I was not aware. I came to know this from my daughter
Through social media also.
through social media as well, right? People who are very active. So I am not very active on social media. Probably that might be one of the reasons of my ignorance. But you ask kids. So my daughter is in class 7 and she's also not on social media, by the way. But still she knows about this. From where it has come, this symbol has become. This symbol was one of the most recognizable symbol of the year 2022. From where it has originated? Any idea? Anyone? Any idea about this? This is from the BTS, or what we call as K-pop. And this all happened because my daughter was listening to K-pop, and just I casually asked her what you are listening to, because I was not able to make any head and tails of the lyrics that she was listening to, though the music was very good. Then she told me that she is listening to K-pop, and then I asked, probed her further. Then I came to know that K-pop stands for Korean pop. So what happens? The choices, as Radhakrishna sir has said and Swayam Prabha ma'am has said, the choices, the preferences, the attitude, which also defines their behavior, is significantly different of Gen X from that of Gen Y, which is also significantly different from that of Gen Z, right? So it's not about, so that may translates into cultural aspects as well, but it is more towards attitude, behavior, and choices and preferences. And you can see then when there is a generation gap, there is bound to happen. Second big change is happening because of this. That is what we call as the connected devices. The connected devices, if you just look at the number of connected devices in the year 2003 in this world, there were 500 million connected devices, right? But if you just compare this number with the number of connected devices in the year 2020, I have data till 2020 only. This number has increased to more than 50 billion connected devices. And this large number is responsible for large number other big phenomena that are coming out because of these connected devices. One of this is IoT. Internet of Things, which is nothing but all the things are getting connected through internet, and which is also one of the primary concept or technology or phenomena responsible for the emergence of the metaverse as well. Some of you might know the answers, but still let me ask you, what's the which is the world's largest taxi company, world's largest accommodation provider, world's most valuable retailer? Any answers? Any answers from anyone?
World's popular phone companies.
uh, Rather than phone companies, I actually used known. I was asking about telephony companies. That means
Okay.
IP phone,
Okay. Okay, sir.
internet phone. So rather, I'll let me ask you the question on world's largest taxi company or world's largest
Sir, it's
accommodation provider.
Uber. Uber.
Uber, absolutely
Uber.
correct, ma'am. World's largest accommodation provider. So Uber is the world's largest taxi company, world's largest accommodation provider, or world's most valuable retailer.
Walmart? No?
Sir, Amazon.
Oh, amazing.
Walmart is the biggest, sir.
Okay.
But if you look at it value wise,
Sir.
Amazon is more valuable than Walmart,
Oh, okay.
right? And Airbnb is the world's largest accommodation provider.
Oh,
So, had I told you these things 2 decades ago in 90s, many people would have laughed at me. They would have said a world's largest taxi company, but that it will not own any taxis of its own. Very, very difficult. When I am saying no taxis, it's mean practically, not theoretically. Theoretically, Uber do own some of the taxis. Similarly, Amazon do hold some SKUs, that means the stock keeping units, as inventory. But if you compare them with the number of SKUs that Amazon have in their portfolio, or the number of taxis or the number of cars that Uber has it at its disposal, it is practically zero to that matter, right? But had I told you this thing in 2 decades ago in 90s era, I am quite sure that you would have laughed wholeheartedly at me for saying this and would not have believed anything on this. So let me ask you, what is your interpretation on this of this picture? What is happening here? Hello. Can anyone tell me what is happening right now in this picture? What is they think is happening? Yeah, Radhakrishnan sir,
Sir.
you are saying something?
No, no, sir. No.
Okay, okay. Would you like to say what is happening here?
Sir, a person has been brutally getting injured by the police officer,
Right,
and the
sir.
other people are trying to prevent him
Okay, so
from
very
manhandling that.
absolutely correct, sir. So what you are saying is this police wala is beating this girl, right?
Sir.
And these two persons are trying to prevent or are trying to stop this police wala
Sir.
from beating this particular girl. So this is a girl who is lying below, right? So absolutely correct. So this is actually a person is from UP police,
Sir.
and this picture was tweeted by a person, by someone who took a picture from his or her mobile camera and tweeted this with a caption, UP police and atrocities. So what he wrote was UP police and atrocities with a caution mark, and tweeted this. Sorry, I'm not able to write it properly, but this is what he did. Now, the moment this picture was tweeted on Twitter, it became viral and it was retweeted by many people few thousand times. And the moment it was retweeted, the UP police started to get trolled. I hope you all are aware about trolling. So the trolling got started, right? Now let me show you. Radhakrishna sir, what is your interpretation now if I'll ask you that this particular picture,
Sir.
this one,
Sir.
right? This picture, sorry, this picture, which is now visible to you, this one, right, was taken half a second before this picture was taken.
Oh.
What is your interpretation now, sir?
In fact, this policeman is being manhandled by those three people.
Very true, sir. So what UP police did, because in response to the trolling that they were getting, they posted the whole video and some pictures as well. What actually happened was this bichara poor police wala, right? This bichara poor police wala went to the UP village of the UP state, right? To a certain village to catch a culprit. Now that culprit was actually brother of this girl. Now, in order to give time to her brother to run away from the clutches of the police, this particular girl held onto the collar of the policewala and hanged herself on. And because she held herself onto the policewala, her weight was all on the collar. The policewala fell down on her. So there in this, you can see actually what he was doing. This policewala is actually trying to free himself from the clutches of this girl. Now, the person who tweeted this, can this person be taken into police custody under IT Act, under Indian IT Act? Can this person be taken into custody? Yes or no? No, this person who has tweeted this cannot be taken into custody because he has not tweeted a fake picture. What he did was he took picture from his mobile phone using a feature in the mobile phone camera known as burst shot. So under burst shot, when you click for one time, you just click it for single time, and there will be 15-16 photos will be taken at one go with a fraction of second difference. So probably in a single click, you are able to click 16 photos. So what he did, he took this particular photo when this person was actually trying to stand up. So this police wala was actually trying to stand up and just took out that particular photo and tweeted it. So, what I'm trying to say here is this is the time of social media, and this is also bringing a huge amount of change in the society. So, as a faculty members, we are also have to be very much careful, very much aware about this particular aspect as well. Another big change is happening because of the internet itself. So you can see here what can happen on internet in 1 minute. So in 1 minute on internet, Google search engine administers 4.1 million search queries. 59 million messages are exchanged between people in a single minute on internet. That means 59 million messages are exchanged between people in 60 seconds time. And if I just convert, make change from 2020 to 2021, this 59 million messages has increased to 69 million messages. So you can imagine the increase in the internet data that is happening with the passage of time. You can see that YouTube platform, on YouTube platform, every single minute 500 hours of content is uploaded. Imagine how much content has been uploaded in the till this we started interacting during this session. Another big change that is happening in the Indian environment, Indian business environment, is because of this, these companies. So what is common about these companies? What is common about these companies? Anything common about these firms?
Yeah, these are unicorns.
Very absolutely correct, sir. So all of them are startups and all of them are unicorns. And as we know, unicorns are the startups which has 1 billion US dollar as what? Revenue?
Valuation, sir?
Very true, sir. It's valuation. So the startup is considered to be a unicorn startup if its valuation in the market is more than $1 billion. If it is 1 billion US dollar or more than 1 billion US dollar, it is considered to be a unicorn startup. And there is another term that is coming up, which is known as decacorn. So decacorn is nothing but the startups whose valuation is 10 billion US dollar or more. So these are the startups which became unicorn in the year 2021, while these are the firms which became unicorn in 2022. Any idea about this particular unicorn? Have you heard of this particular unicorn? Anyone? Anyone who has heard of this particular unicorn? Let me tell you, from all of you are faculty members, and from faculty members perspective, this is a very interesting unicorn as it is incubated in IIT Madras or IIT Chennai's incubation center at Chennai. And one of the faculty members of the IIT Madras is a stakeholder in this unicorn. He has around 25% stake. That means he holds 25% stake in this particular unicorn. And it was valued around 1.8 billion US dollar last year when it became a unicorn. So you can imagine the kind of money that particular professor of IIT Madras has at its his disposal, because government of India allows faculty members to be a stakeholders in a startups. Just this was for you people to look at it. So startups, as you know, has some specific characteristics. What is that specific characteristic? Do anyone know what is the specific characteristics of a startup?
Basically, specific characteristic is that which is related to a particular task only. It is confined, not
Uh,
related to all aspects.
let's say, ma'am, Misho is a startup, right?
Right.
So, but what is this one task?
Sir, basically, Misho is a wholesaler dealer.
But it also gives retail as well.
Yeah, it gives retail, but it serves in the price of wholesale only.
So how does that matter? So that is their USP, right? So every
Right.
firm will have its USP.
Right. But they are confined to one thing, na, that they will sell in the price of wholesale only, not with the price of the retail.
But if they are selling, how do you know? Or okay, let me ask you, Chayos or Chai Sutta Bar. You might have heard of these firms,
Yeah, I have heard.
right? So then,
Right.
Chai Sutta Bar, how it is a startup, right?
Right.
Then what is their one task that you said? Can you elaborate, ma'am?
Sir, they are just confined to a single product only.
But Chai Sutta Bar sells large number of things, ma'am.
But they all are related now.
Little bit later, ma'am. I'll give you. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Sorry, sorry, ma'am. There was a call there. Yeah, yeah, ma'am.
Uh, Sir, they are all related products. Means if a suppose if a employee comes out from an organization and to have a tea, with tea he would like to have sutta also. This is a
Right.
particular,
But they
right?
are also
So
selling food items as well. So, like Starbucks is then also a startup,
means
because
if a person is consuming one product, might there would be a possibility that if he will consume, he or she will consume the same product at the same time also.
so same with the Starbucks as well, ma'am. Then Starbucks is a startup.
Yes, sir.
Then Walmart is also a startup. Then any
Yes,
business
sir.
is a startup.
Right. If a person is selling on roadside, he's a hawker, is also a start. It is also a
Startup,
startup.
right? No, nothing like that, ma'am. No, it's not like
Okay.
that.
Right.
It's not like that. There is a difference, because tomorrow if your students comes to you,
Right.
right, and they ask you, ma'am, we are opening a business, shall we become go to startupindia.gov.in, that means the Startup India campaign, to get the requisite benefits that government of India is providing, or shall we go to MSME ministry, because
Okay.
ours is a small business, so we can get the benefits from that are being given by the government on small business. How do you guide them? That's a question. Radhakrishna sir, as an
Sir,
entrepreneur, you can answer this because you are teaching entrepreneurship. So, like
sir,
to,
they have to get the eligibility, and they need to get the certificate from the DPIIT.
sir,
There are
problem is whether my beforehand, na, because DPIIT they will submit it, whether they will reject it, so they will come back to you. Sir,
sir,
suppose, like in your front of your campus, right?
Sir.
Because some student, some pass out student opens up a chai and Maggie noodles
Sir.
tapri, right? Kiosk,
Sir.
where he starts selling this. And he goes to DPIT, DPIT rejects his application.
Sir.
Now he'll come back to you, sir, why my application has been rejected? I am a startup.
Sir,
Ha.
I mean, their product or the service they are planning to offer,
Hmm.
it should be significantly different from that of the other
This is
products or
chai
the
sutta
services.
bar. You might not have, I don't know whether in southern part, whether the chai sutta bar is there. Neha ma'am, what are the products of chai sutta bar?
uh, Me, I no idea, sir.
It is tea, coffee, sandwich, chola
Sandwiches
bhatura,
with light, sir.
right?
All the snacks that you can serve with Tina.
All those things are there, sir. Nothing significantly new. All food items.
Okay,
See, let me clear the things at least for some of you.
sir, please.
If you look at the definition of whether a company is a startup or not, so if you look at it and compare it with a new small business, all these four criterias will be satisfied by both. What will not be satisfied by a startup and a small business? That means what small business will not be, a new small business will not be able to satisfy, but a startup will be able to satisfy is this criteria, that is innovativeness and scalability. Now let me give answer to the question that I asked regarding chai sutta bar. See, the innovation is not always in the product, sir. Radhakrishna sir, though you gave the answer innovation, right? But
Got it, sir.
innovation is not necessarily always in the product, it can be in the process as well,
Okay, got it, sir.
right? So what these people have done is they have done innovation in the process of making tea and food items. So what innovation they have done, they have made it standardized. So
Okay,
what they have done is this, because of the standardization of the tea, they have reduced the dependency on the human skills to make the tea tasty.
okay,
Now even a semi skilled, a low skilled person can make tea same, almost similar taste across the outlets.
oh,
So that gives them the scalability.
okay, sir, okay. Mhm.
Suppose if I starts a small business, I start selling in front, or that particular alumni of yours who has opened his kiosk or a small shop in front of your campus, his
Okay,
stuff will get sold because he is making good tea. He
oh,
himself is making. But
okay,
tomorrow, if he opens two, his attention will be diverted. He has to train someone. Even if
okay,
he has to train someone, he can, at the max, can open 4 or 5 outlets, and that too within his city only. But he
okay,
cannot spread it across the country.
okay,
But what these chai sutta bar or chayos or MBA chaiwala has done, they have done this standardization process. They have done their own processes to make the product standardized, and that's why they are growing very fast.
okay.
So this scalability majorly in the startup spaces is because of the technological aspects. So
Mhm.
that's why you see most of the startups are technological based startups, because technology gives them the scalability.
Okay, sir, okay. Mhm.
So I hope this is clear, Neha ma'am.
Yes, sir, yes.
Yes, sir, it is clear, sir. I think MBA Chaiwala comes under the same category.
Right, right, ma'am. So
Like,
though, but the issue is these startups things are also changing now. So you can see that startups are getting heated up now, right now, as many of the startups are laying off people. And you have seen Ola Byju's is one of the most valuable startup in India, amongst the most valuable, and they also laid off large number of people, including Vedantu, Blinkit, and an Academy, and many others. So this is happening because there are large number of factors responsible for this. So like technology, as we have seen, there is generation change that is happening, and then there are many other things like industry 4.0, artificial intelligence, and so on. So these are bringing a large amount of change around us. Along with this, coronavirus is also brought. So this is a physical online mode. Now we are going for hybrid mode teaching. Initially online was a kind of what we call as a compulsion rather than a choice, but now online has become a matter of normal. So it is a new normal now. What is this? How many of you know about this?
The new normal means after COVID,
Hmm.
this is a normal activity to give service to the home.
Yes, ma'am. That's what new normal means. That it means it is not an abnormal thing now. Initially, prior to pandemic, right? If someone would have told you to take online class, what would have been your reaction?
It was totally impossible.
Impossible.
Seems
Why it was
impossible.
impossible? Because it was out of your comfort zone.
Right,
You were not accustomed to it, right?
right,
So it
right,
was
right.
something which is exceptional thing, abnormal thing for us.
Even we were taking medical assistance in this way only.
Right, ma'am. Very true.
Hmm.
Right?
That
But
is
now it has become a part. It is now become a more or less not very abnormal to us. Right?
right,
So that's what a
right.
new normal means.
Yeah.
Okay. What is does this particular symbol signifies to you? Because this has also brought a large number of change in last few months.
It is
Anybody?
related to G20.
Nope. It is Chat GPT.
Oh, okay. It is a big curse of G20,
Right?
artificial intelligence.
Right. So it's a Chat GPT, and you can see that it is going to impact large number of work profiles. In fact, education, our own domain is going to be disrupted by this. Software engineering is almost going to finish. That means the coding part, at least not software engineering, but at least the coding industry is going to be impacted in a big way, because it can write codes very easily. Just give them a command and it will write the whole program. Journalism is another one. And even in the finance domain, the low end jobs are going to be carried out in a fraction of time without any errors by this particular technology. So this means in the coming future, certain job profiles are going to die down, but certain job roles or job profiles are going to be in high demand. So if you look at it, digital marketing, fintech engineering, AI and machine learning specialists are something which are going to be in a high demand in the coming future. So fintech engineers are which specialization of engineering? Which specialization of engineering is fintech? It is finance plus technology. So the word has come from fin from finance and tech from technology. So companies like Paytm, Cred, Zerodha, Upstocks, all these firms will require people who will have a sound technological know-how, as well as they are aware about the financial domain as well. So this is something which is going to be one of the domain of the future in engineering side. The point is, you have to upskill yourself, because upskilling is becoming a necessity of the hour. And if you can see, as per the World Economic Forum, these are the top 10 skills of 2025, which includes technology design and technology usage as well. So for this particular one, in my next session also, I'm going to use this framework of W3A. Why, what, who, and how. So what I'm going to use is, this is I'm going to use in context of Metaverse. Why Metaverse? And I'm going to look at what is Metaverse. So in the next around an hour, I'm going to look at this particular task. That is why Metaverse. So if you look at it, why Metaverse? It is estimated, and this is estimation is taken from a report from McKinsey, that roughly $120 billion investment is going and flowed into the metaverse domain. It is also, we find out that people or the consumers or the customers that are active on metaverse, 79% of them have made purchase in the metaverse. And as per another estimation by them, roughly around 15% of the big firms' revenue is expected to come from the metaverse in the next 5 years. So this is a very interesting thing. And if you look at it, this amount of investment is actually doubling up. That means more and more money is being pumped into the metaverse domain. So this is just, if you can see the break, right? So we'll talk of NFTs. What is NFTs related to the metaverse? Any idea about to anyone? What is NFTs? NFT stands for non-fungible tokens. So anyone has an idea about NFTs? What is NFTs?
Sir, only I have heard this word NFT only. No idea.
Nitya ma'am, you are from science domain, so have you heard of this NFTs?
No, sir.
Please
I
not
don't have
heard.
any idea.
Sorry.
I don't have any idea about that NFT, sir.
So NFTs are basically a technology where a digital piece of work is converted into a word which cannot be copied. It becomes a proprietary thing. So you can just understand it is a very laymanish term. Say, for example, I have a picture right now, right? Anyone can copy it, yes or no? Because it's on right now on internet, on it is on your screen. Yes or no? Yes, you can take a very easily, you can take a picture, you can take a print screen, you can take a screenshot, But in NFTs, that is not possible. It is only can be used by the person with a certain timestamp on it and the creator's stamp on it. So it is just like selling a painting by Leonardo da Vinci or by MF Hussein, but they are signing it. So it's just like putting a signature that cannot be forged digitally also. That's what is NFTs. So now the things are being converted to NFTs and then they are traded in the digital world. Even the metaverse real estate sales are picking up like anything. That means the real estate sale in the metaverse world is being seeing an humongous growth in the last few years. So this is where we'll take a small break. Let's take around a 5 to 10 minutes break, and then I'll be stay here. So just I'll take some 5 to 10 minutes tea break. So you can grab a cup of coffee or grab a cup of tea, and then we'll start talking about the metaverse. So I'll take some time to in this session, in this coming session, I'll try to define what metaverse is all about, though it's still in the evolution stage. Any questions? Any queries? Any questions? Any queries till this point of time? Okay, so welcome back, everyone. So let me start with where we left 10-15 minutes ago. So we were talking about the kind of opportunity that metaverse holds. And these are the certain figures from Statista. If you look at Statista, talks about, gives the kind of projections. And just look at the projections that are there. So if you can see here, from 65 billion US dollars to 82 in 2023 to 900 plus in 2030. That's the projection. That the metaverse market revenue will grow up to. And that's a huge number, if you can see here. If you look at it from the perspective of the various industries, some of the industries are having a leadership position in adoption of this particular technology, which is the metaverse, and they have dedicated a significant amount of their digital investments to this particular aspect. So if you look at it, energy industry, along with high tech and media and entertainment, understandably, it is easy to understand why media and entertainment, because for them it is really a big opportunity. But alongside, if you look at it, retail is also another one which is witnessing a huge amount of investment in this domain. Also, healthcare is another domain where there lies a huge opportunity, and that is probably that is one of the reasons that a huge these particular companies in these particular industries are quite forthcoming in adoption of this particular domain. Now let's try to define what is metaverse. Now I like to ask some of the participants and their views regarding what is their view on defining the metaverse. So Sharan sir, are you there, sir? I like to define the metaverse, sir. Satish sir, anyone else? Yeah, Sharan sir. Satish sir, yes sir. Go ahead, sir. Satish sir, you like to say something, sir? Anyone else would like to say? What is a metaverse? How you like to define it?
So
Any
I think metaverse is a different situation, different technology, different scenario, out of the both thinking of serving the products and services.
of
Product and services.
serving the products and services? Okay, very true. That can be one of the definition. Okay. Anyone else? Thank you, Neha ma'am. Anyone else would like to say anything about metaverse? What is their definition of metaverse? Hello, Radhakrishna sir.
Sir, no idea, sir.
No idea, sir. Okay. Monali ma'am. Ramanjit sir. Your take on yeah, Sharan sir.
Sir, it is a platform where different technologies converse each other.
Right. So a platform where different technologies converge. Right, sir?
Right, sir. Converse and make these technology for interacting each other and
Uh-huh.
finally assist people to collaborate their thoughts, actions.
Very true, sir. I like to say what how you have defined metaverse is very much close to what metaverse is. In fact, you have very aptly defined it in terms of what I'll say, simple words. So let's try to look at the definition of metaverse. So these are some startups, technological firms which are working in the domain of metaverse. So in the words of Mr. Dmitry Ulanov, who is CEO of in 3D, for him the metaverse is a parallel universe. So it's like you are not limited by the laws of physics in this particular world. So very what I'll say vague definition by him. But what I like is a definition by this person, Anton Bernstein, who is CEO of the Pocket Worlds, another firm which is working big time in the metaverse domain. So he defines it as a place where the physical and digital world converge. In fact, if you look at the McKinsey's report also talks about this convergence of the physical world with the digital world. So, as per him, we are building the next generation of the internet, and which is which is actually changing the way that the communities are going to interact with each other in the online world specifically. I also found this particular definition pretty interesting by Miss Louise Frober, who is the founder of Tara Quest. For her, the metaverse is a persistent virtual space that converges with the real world. So, if you look at it, it's made up of 3D objects, environments, and avatars that makes you feel that you are with real people. So, if you look at it, metaverse is basically combination of two words, meta and verse. So meta is nothing but a word that is find its root in the Greek language, where it means, which in Greek it means more comprehensive or transcending. And you know, the word verse comes from the word universe. So a transcending universe sort of thing you can say. Or you can say that it is the metaverse stands for something that transcends the universe. That's the root of this particular one. But if you try to look at the definition by McKinsey, they tries to define it, the word metaverse, as the next iteration of the internet. Why the next iteration of the internet? Because they presume it as an internet that is going to seamlessly combine our digital world and our real physical world. Now, if you look at and try to trace the word metaverse when it was used for the first time, so this particular word was coined by Neil Stephenson in the year 1992 in his novel Snow Crash. So Neil in his novel Snow Crash has actually defined the metaverse, wherein it somewhat similar to what metaverse has evolved over a period of time from 1992 to the current era, that is 2023. But if you ask me, it is very much difficult to define metaverse at this point of stage. But yes, one thing is common across most of the definitions that you will go and see on the internet, whether you go into the academia side or whether you go into the corporate world side, is that it is the convergence, as very rightly pointed out by Sharan sir, right? As very rightly pointed out by Sharan sir, that it is the convergence of the physical and the digital world. So, if we try to look at some of the characteristics that primarily defines a metaverse is, so then these are the certain characteristics that define the metaverse. So one is the identity. That means the users can express themselves as whoever or whatever they want with their avatar. Another characteristics that is going to define metaverse is the interoperability, or what we call as the multi-device operability. That means you can access the metaverse from any of the device, be it phone, computer, laptop, that means tablet, virtual reality headsets, or other devices. Another key characteristics that is going to define the metaverse is its immersive nature. That means the metaverse is not only going to engage your sight, that your vision, it is also going to engage your ears, that means hearing, as well as your touch sense as well. So the next gen virtual reality headgears or haptic body suits are going to provide you with an experience that will be as real as it can be. Another characteristics that defines or that is going to define the metaverse is the economical aspect. That means not only users will spend, but they will have chance to earn money in the metaverse space. The other aspect of the character or the other characteristics of the metaverse includes strong community or the development of the strong community. Because in the metaverse era or in the metaverse world, users will be surrounded by other users real time, as well as they'll be sharing and they'll be sharing their experiences, as well as at the same time they will be interacting with the other users of the metaverse, which will make it a kind of a community that is in the real world itself. Another thing, and which makes it very unique or which makes metaverse very different from the existing digital aspects, or makes it very much realistic in nature, is that no one will have a control over time. That means you cannot, or the users will not be able to pause or stop metaverse. The metaverse will exist and functions even after the user has logged out of the metaverse space, which means the user centricity will no longer remain in the metaverse domain, which will make it very much close to our existing physical world. So, metaverse is all about immersion. You are going to be immersed, and the technologies that are going to make this happen not only includes VR, it also includes AR, which is augmented realities, as well as your certain legacy technologies. So, in essence, metaverse in the metaverse world, the user will become the internet. That means you are going to create, that is something that is envisaged for the future, that you will create your own virtual world, you will work, you will engage, and you will exist online. You will buy digital goods, and these digital goods will be in the form of NFTs, non-fungible tokens. You will use digital money, that is cryptocurrency, to make payments. Your digital trace will have a certain value attached to it, and it is highly possible that you may get paid for the digital attention. So if we look at it and try to decode all this definition of the metaverse, so at a very basic level, or at a granular level, a metaverse will have three basic features. One is a sense of immersion, another is a real-time interactivity, and the third is the user agency. Going to the future, in the near future, a full version of metaverse will also involve interoperability across platforms and devices. And right now, this is one of the lacuna which is stopping metaverse to become very, very big. And that is the lack of standards, protocols for making it interoperable. Also, there will be concurrency with thousands of people interacting simultaneously. And this will go beyond your gaming domain. So going to the future, a metaverse will become highly interoperable. That means users of metaverse will be able to seamlessly move between different platforms, and if there is high possibility, even networks as well. In the metaverse domain, the social interaction will increase tremendously. The reasons will be very simple, because in this metaverse domain, there will be shared virtual environments. And because of these shared virtual environments, there will be high level of interaction between people, the social level. Another characteristics of the metaverse is going to be its massive scalability aspect. That means few hundred thousands of avatars, digital avatars, will be able to survive or will be able to coexist simultaneously in a metaverse. Another important characteristics of the metaverse is going to be that it is going to be accessible to all. Accessible to all. Another is it is going to be interminable. That means there is going to be the effect of this thing is going to be that there is going to be endless virtual opportunities for everyone. The metaverse will be available for all hardwares. That means the all devices can, through any device, you will be able to access the metaverse domain. The metaverse will also provides you with the capabilities of having new contents, and this in turn will spur growth in the digital domain. So there is going to be a scope for huge scope for digital assets in the metaverse. So metaverse in essence will act as a bridge between the physical world, your physical world, and your digital world. So just let's try to look at the evolution of a metaverse over a period of time. So it all started with Mud 1 in 1978. So in 1978, Mud 1 was the first multiplayer real-time virtual world. So we say that movies usually reflect the society's or state, the state of the society. So in 1982 came the movie called Tron, which was among the first movie to imagine a digital reality. Then in 84 came the world Neuromancer, which actually popularized the term called cyber security or cyberspace. In fact, this Neuromancer novel imagined billions of cyber users in the cyberspace. In 1992, the term metaverse was coined, as I had already told you, by Stephenson, Neil Stephenson. While in 1999, you might have seen this movie. It was one of a classical hit of its time called The Matrix. In the Matrix movie, if you remember, it was imagined that humans are living inside a virtual world, a virtual reality. Then came in 2003 a platform called Second Life. The name of the firm was Second Life, which was among the first platforms to allow users to live in a virtual world. Now, the Second Life evolution became in 2006 came Roblox. Again, it is a multiplayer game platform which witnessed 55 million active users, daily active users in the month of February 2022. And then it was followed by large number of other players as well. So this particular term metaverse became very famous when Facebook redesigned itself as Meta. And why they redesigned themselves as Meta? Because they are aiming towards the metaverse ecosystem. And how they are aiming towards the metaverse ecosystem? By dedicating funds of around 10 billion US dollars. So you can see this is a area which is evolving over a period of time. So if you look at it, some of the opportunities that are going available or are going to be available in the metaverse domain is in the domain of digital humans, gamings, virtual spaces, shared experiences, spatial computing, and tokenized assets, what we call as NFTs, non fungible tokens, or also known as tokenized assets. Now, in this, you are going to look at customer services, trainings. So that means not only gaming can be used for marketing purposes, gaming can also be used for trainings, meetings, retail, and so many things. That means customer services, training, event, sales, and trading. All these things are possible on the metaverse domain. Do you know what this is? Nike Land. Anyone is aware what this Nike Land is all about? People from the marketing domain, are they aware what this Nike Land is all about? Hello. Anyone knows what this Nike Land is all about? No one? So Nike Land is a metaverse created by Nike on Roblox platform. So they have created this particular virtual world where the digital avatars of the people can interact, can buy the goods, can sell the goods, and so many other things can be done by them over this platform. Now, if you look at it from the survey, again, this is from the McKinsey company. If you can see here, the basically the source here. So, in this particular survey, the some of the CEOs of the firms were asked regarding their top three preferences of the technologies that are going to take, the top three preferences of the top three technologies of the metaverse. So they gave cryptocurrency, AI, and AR VR as the top three preferences or top three most important technologies of their of the, what I'll say, corporate world. Along with it, spatial computing, blockchain, NFTs. You can see here non fungible tokens. The short form, they are known as NFTs. Cloud and edge computing are also some of the important technologies that are going to shape the future of metaverse. So if you look at the elements of metaverse, it includes NFTs, it includes digital currency, Hello. Hello. Hello.
Audible, sir. You are audible.
Okay, okay. I thought in between something, my connection got paused. So elements of the metaverse we were talking about. So if you look at it, the elements of metaverse includes digital currencies, NFTs, gamings. Even we are going to talk about digital assets. So now people are looking at future is whether the metaverse will convert into meta work as well. That means metaverse will lead to meta work. That means workplace will be there in the metaverse or not. So these are the certain elements. And to be very frank, I also don't have the answers to all these things, but yes, these are the certain things which are there. Because if you look at it, metaverse is, in my view, is a very complex. You can see in this particular uh, diagram, metaverse is not only about AR and VR, that is mixed reality. It is also about real time communication. It is also about immersive digital space. It also about AI as well. And when we are going to talk about AI, it is not only about explanative AI, but it is also about perceptive AI. That means perception based AI. It is about avatar based social interaction, or what we call as digital based immersive technology. And with this, on all this thing, that means the blockchain is also going to play a big role in the coming future. Because if you look at it, NFTs, when you look at here, this blockchain is bringing the aspect of digital assets into the metaverse. So that's why, if you look at it, this is another uh, representation of technologies in the metaverse. So, as per one aspect or one view, these are the 7 core technologies that are going to shape the metaverse world. It includes virtual reality and augmented reality. It includes artificial intelligence and machine learning. It also includes blockchain. It includes Internet of Things. 5G technology is also going to give a huge thrust or huge push to the metaverse world. Then brain computer interface is something that is going to play a big role in the coming future, though it will have its own issues and challenges. So you know Elon Musk, right? So you might have heard a lot about Elon Musk and his company called Tesla. But have you heard about Neuralink? Any one of you have heard about Neuralink? Any of you have heard about Neuralink? It is a company owned by Elon Musk only. Have you heard of Neuralink? Any one of you? So Neuralink is a firm that is owned by sir. Radhakrishnan sir, you were saying something?
No, no, sir. No, no.
Okay. So it is a firm owned by Elon Musk, and this particular firm of his is working on neurochips. That means they are going to plant microchips into the brain of the humans. So that's how they are trying to make it. Okay, Ramandeep sir, yeah, you are saying about American neurotechnology company. Okay, yeah, very true, sir. Sir. So they are trying to implant, microchips into the human brains, so that persons will not require any device to operate or to interact in the digital world. But it has its own repercussions. But yes, but these are the certain technologies, or the key technologies that are going to shape the metaverse space. Some of the big players in the metaverse include Meta, which is Facebook, Nvidia, Amazon, Apple, Google, Microsoft, Roblox, and many others. Just look at it. This is one of the, what I call, uh, Microsoft's foray into the augmented reality, through which they aims to enter into the metaverse domain. Let me show you this particular video. It will be of an interest to the people in the academic domain as well.
The HoloLens is absolutely the most amazing piece of technology. Within 5 seconds, I realized that the world had changed. It was an immediate realization that this is something exciting and we have to be a part of this. Seeing things in 3D is something that you could do before some glasses. The thing that the HoloLens gives you is the ability to walk around those 3D objects and to really experience them as if they're in the room with you.
What is augmented reality? It is mixed reality. And what that means is I still see you, I still see this room and everything around me, but the digital content is inserted into the room as if it's actually there.
As a teacher, I can see what they're all looking at. And that's something that we think has real power.
It's actually opening up our interactions with each other.
The biggest drive is getting the anatomy curriculum completely done by the time we move into the new health education campus.
Today, we and the Cleveland Clinic are constructing a state of the future health education campus. Our students will learn using the most forward-looking educational programs. HoloLens is part of it.
The actual act of dissection hasn't changed in generations. We have to be much more effective and efficient.
The biggest thing about medical school is there's just so much information and so much knowledge you're being asked to learn.
HoloLens is going to enable us to teach in an integrated way and to look at the body in ways they haven't been able to see it. It's sort of having X-ray vision, seeing through the skin.
My mind was just kind of blown. When I tried it on, it was perfect. It's really hard to understand what the anatomy books trying to tell you. So with the HoloLens, we can literally show you what's happening with the body.
We can look at how the heart moves, or look at how the brain processes information, how information flows around in our brain.
They can see when the heart valves are closing and hear the sounds.
How the diaphragm moves when the lungs move. A click of the fingers is going to allow students to see how everything's interconnected in the body.
We have means to draw people's attention to things to get them where they need to look. Do you want to look and then pull the bones out?
What they really crave is learning anatomy in the context of what they need to know clinically. What are they going to need to know for their clerkships and their future careers?
So with HoloLens, we can have essentially any disease that you want to see.
So when I see an image like this in the hospital, I know exactly what's going on. This is how to treat and diagnose them.
The HoloLens provides like a new way of teaching anatomy. It can really speed up the process of learning this material.
I think HoloLens is the next big transformative change in medical education.
So this is just was a video which I just wanted to show you related to the augmented reality. It was more towards the augmented or mixed reality, whatever you like to call it. But just wanted to give you a slight, this, because this will be able to give you a kind of insight into what lies in the future ahead. So with this, I have, we'll take a break here. and we'll meet at post lunch. But before we'll meet at post lunch, I just want to open the house for your comments, your views on this particular one, because this is also something I am also learning while teaching, as well as while for teaching I am also learning for that matter. So yes, it's something which is very very complex at this point of time, as any new technology is usually during its early stage, but definitely it has the potential. That's what I am able to learn, or when that is what I am able to learn when I was trying to compile this material on this particular topic. So I like to invite your views on this, whatever we have discussed till this point of time. Just anything you'd like to talk about. So metaverse, right now, as per me, it's a convergence of digital and the physical world. That it becomes the convergence in the sense it there is a seamless integration, or there is no boundary as such between the physical and the digital world. That's what a metaverse is all about. And there are certain inherent technologies which are making this happen. And some of these technologies are augmented reality, virtual reality, or what we call all these as mixed reality, NFTs, cloud computing, artificial intelligence and machine learning, blockchain, IoT, and so on. And that's why I have taken this approach of also discussing the technological components or the technological basis, along with how the industry people look at its application way.